What will it take to rid the ocean of all the plastic in it? This organization is determined to find the answer, constantly innovating to clean the waters that make up over 70% of our Earth's surface. Joining us now is Boyan Slat, the Chief Executive Officer of the Ocean Cleanup, and he joins us now from Seoul, South Korea. Boyan, thank you so much for joining us. How are you taking on this biggest challenge of doing the largest ocean cleanup in the world?
Yeah, so at the Ocean Cleanup, our mission is to rid the world's oceans of plastic. And our strategy is two-pronged. On one hand, we try and stop the plastic in rivers before it reaches the oceans. 1% of the world's rivers emit about 80% of all the plastic going to the ocean, so we want to stop it there. But at the same time, there is already a lot of plastic in the ocean. It accumulates in vast areas in the middle of the ocean. So we deploy cleanup systems in these areas to also deal with the legacy pollution. And if we combine these two things together, we believe we can clean the oceans by around the end of the decade.
And which areas have you already started your cleanup?
So in rivers, I said 1% of the world's rivers do 80% of the pollution, but those 1% still accounts for about 1,000 rivers. So we have to go global. Most is actually coming from Southeast Asia. And interestingly, the Philippines is a top scorer in that list. So we really focus on these areas. Our first, what we call interceptors, which are solar-powered devices which we put in the mouth of these rivers. We have placed in Indonesia, Vietnam, Malaysia, and the Dominican Republic. But soon we hope to spread this to many more countries around the world.
So why are you saying that the Philippines is a top scorer?
Yeah, so last year we published a scientific study in the journal Nature. And there we see that the highest number of rivers in this top 1,000 rivers is actually in the Philippines. And some of the rivers, especially in Manila Bay, so for example, the Pasig, they are really in the top few rivers of these 1,000 heaviest polluting rivers in the world. So, so definitely we hope to be able to help the government and the companies in the Philippines in the years to come.
All right, so have you already partnered with Philippine organizations, with the national government, with the local government units, private entities in this mission, as you mentioned specifically, to clean up Manila Bay?
Not yet. We have done our first research expeditions there, but we're very much open to helping the local stakeholders to clean up the waters of the Philippines. Of course, it's such a unique and beautiful country. I think we have to keep it clean. And you know, if anyone from the government or from big companies in the Philippines are listening to this, we're very excited to work with you to see how we can help.
And what about Filipinos like myself, individual Filipinos, and Filipinos who are watching us right now on The Final Word? How can we and our country take part in your mission? Apart from, of course, gathering together all of these private entities, talking to the local government units and the national government to clean up our oceans and seas.
Yeah, so I think the things you mentioned are definitely the number one priority. I think it's always, you know, the government always plays a critical role in making these projects happen. Local companies also play a critical role. But of course, any individual in the Philippines can help by, you know, taking care of their waste. Ultimately, most of the plastic that we see entering our interceptors, it's consumer waste. So, of course, if that is not handled properly, it has a chance of actually making it to the ocean and damaging the ecosystem and ocean health.
And it's not only plastics, Boyan, you also have a lot of medical waste accumulated during this last 2 years of the pandemic. That is also a major problem that adds to already the bigger problem.
Yeah, no, definitely. So we do see, you know, masks as well as syringes and the like in our cleanup systems too. However, yeah, we do see that most of the waste is consumer waste. So bottles, crates, packaging, etc.
Thank you so much for joining us on The Final Word, and all the best in your mission. The Ocean Cleanup CEO, Boyan Slat, joining us live from Seoul.